Okay. Before the library took on the Reverberation Ensemble, we had a few other guests to deal with. And in these cases, they were actually invited. Jeong's office, led by Hanafuda. Now this Wi-Fi Association-affiliated fixer office operated in District 10. Yeah, the same district as those two J-Corp drones. The nest of gambling. A nice warm-up for Gebura to deal with. Yeah. This office, usually one of the more diplomatic ones. I mean, they do all they can to avoid violence. Well, I say that, and then we see the katanas. Well, sometimes violence is necessary. Or should I say unavoidable? I mean, what fixer wouldn't have a weapon with them? Just in case. Well, a fixer that has a death wish. Anyway, the language team they each made their moves. And considering this was an urban plague, you'd expect them to hit harder. Then again, some tactics would be used later. Just not by the language team. They were no match for the Red Mist. But it was good practice. Yeah, there's plenty to go around this time. They also wouldn't stand much of a chance. Yeah, I heard about the violence that can happen. And I'm talking about in the nest. Largely due to bets being lost and, well, all I can say is it's not the syndicates that are the most violent ones. It's usually those that don't pay up on time. And believe me, you really do want to pay up on time. Because if you don't, let's just say that debt collection is a messy business. And that's if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, well, they'll probably just kill you and be done with it. Yeah, Gebura decided to finish the rest off herself. Yeah, she's no sadist like Binah was. Yeah, life insurance. What someone in the wedge office said to be a scam. This one's likely affiliated with the Reverberation Association as well, due to a similar focus to the last group of guests. Although in this case, this was the star of a city. So pretty high up. Well, thankfully, Gebura was warmed up, so she was more than ready for what she had to deal with. Well, she and the others. Yeah, apparently they needed to be detectives. This life insurance gig. Because although some people think that life insurance is a scam, there will always be those that would want to be trying to cheat. Everyone in this business Oh yeah. And paralysis. That occurs due to one thing that quite a few are fearful of. Can you guess what that is? Yeah, you guessed it. Red tape. Sometimes that can be just as hazardous as anything else out there. Oh yeah. And as for the first moves, the language team appear to do quite well overall. Oh, and as for Gebura, ooh, I would not want to be on the receiving end of whatever she has to throw. Wanna know why? Well, she's built up so much strength that I'd be amazed if whatever she's up against is still standing. Ooh. Yeah, and the pals, yeah. Was just what was needed to push at least some of them over the edge, with the help of the others, of course. I mean, it's just what you'd expect from a red mist. They did not stand a chance, did they? I mean, they were dead the moment they walked onto the floor of language. Yeah, that's saying a lot. Oh yeah, I was thinking about the tactic of using attacks that boosted the capacity to attack. Angela was clearly watching this and took note of this. I didn't know why. That she wasn't going to do the fighting. That was our job. Yeah, there's so many different kinds of insurance, including one that involved hardcore cloning tech. Well, the language team took out the Mirae life insurance. Smoking hammers. That's how this workshop operates. And they were likely here to, well, test out their weapons to make sure it's fit for production. Their leader either has a mask or have at least partial cybernetic replacement. Oh yeah, this one was Binah's. She wanted to have some fun. Well, why stop her? But one thing that needed to be stopped is, well, as many attacks on the philosophy team as possible. Oh yeah. The purple tear, in combination with a couple of other attacks, can be quite devastating. In fact, how devastating would she be with the power of Meal? Yeah, that'd be something interesting. At least one of the Leaflet workshop fixers was being bled dry. It was decided that the eternally lit lamp was the best that was available. as there wasn't a lot of evade. And as for different damage types, or different kinds of afflictions, smoke was not one of them. Disappointing, I know, but couldn't be helped. Well, as for the raging storm, that would prove to be most effective. Well, if that didn't take him out, or at least incapacitate him, what would follow would. Well, with some of them anyway. And their forces were being eaten away quicker than the philosophy teams. Yeah, while Harriet was replenishing her light, the others, well, were focusing on the other two. And the shockwave, well, that would have its own uses. It wasn't a matter of if they'd be defeated, but when. In fact, Binah, she was hoping that the next group would be more of a challenge. And the only one left who was hopelessly outnumbered was Yay! Yeah, that's his name. Yay. Well, they just call him dead and be done with it. As that's what he was gonna be after the philosophy team was done with him. And this was the Star of the City class workshop. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't use his words for sparring practice with a training dummy. Never mind. Live combat. Yeah, that's the level of confidence I have with this guy. Not a lot. And this is considering what happened during this reception. Yeah. The remnants of the Night Owls. Their bosses' idiocy resulted in that subsidiary being wiped out. Well, mostly. As at least this group got out. Well, glad to see that they're not owl fetishists. I'm guessing they came here to get some useful info. To at least try and convince the fun to not finish what they started. Well, it was worth a try. Even though it was likely to be a suicide mission. Like many who came here, they had nothing to lose. Apparently, they didn't have much confidence in their leader even then. I mean, even before he made the mistake of not keeping his mouth shut when he didn't have any good advice. Or even good words to say. Because as I observed, with the firm's meeting with the subsidiaries, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time will cost you more than money. Now, that's saying a lot in this city. As for how the Night Awls operate, well, we'll get to that. Oh yeah, the weight of sin. That would be what would weigh down on Binah. She had a lot of sin. Oh, and as for how it works with the Night Owls, they sped themselves up. Partly by slowing everyone else down. Yeah, that's as simple as I could make it. Well, the basic strategy in this case is cause as much damage as possible with the minimum amount of risk. Yeah, that's basically how this works. And you're probably wondering, how would the next series of attacks work? Well, with most being slowed down, and the weight of sin weighing heavily on Binah, well, mixed results. Although it did result in one of the Night Owls being taken down. Two Night Owls down. And the rest, they were nearing getting staggered. Yeah. Not very good at avoiding getting staggered, are they? Well, except if it's involving piercing attacks. In that case, they're better taking moves. Now that Alan, he'd probably be a better boss than the one that got his subsidiary condemned to death, but well, I know. If he was in a position to do much of anything, he wouldn't be coming here, would he? Yeah, they might be resistant to getting staggered, but if it hits hard enough, it'd stagger them just the same. Bayard. Now that's a name I haven't heard for a while. I used to work alongside him, along with a few others, not just Angelica. Quite a glass cannon, as he can hit hard, but don't count on him taking a beat. Yeah, I had Tiphereth and the power of enemy deal with this one. Well, Angela did anyway. It just didn't feel right to well, apparently his way of doing things is to make people as vulnerable as he is. If not more so. That's something that could backfire if poorly timed. And believe me, it can be poorly timed. As for whether it's poorly timed at the start, well, in some cases, it was. While in others, it wasn't. Yeah. As for Zuru, she had a lot of love to express. Just not to the enemy. Tiphereth, on the other hand, wanted to express the art of delivering pain. Izuru. She'd certainly deliver that. Kroga. She knew that she'd need to hit hard and hit hard soon. Otherwise, things would be going badly for not just her. Yeah, Bayard. Not the guy he used to be. Then again, I can talk. Stay firm rather than back down. Easy for you to say. Yeah. His fixers aren't letting anyone overpower anyone. The natural sciences team were just overpowering. That's the problem being a glass cannon. Minimal defenses. And believe me, you don't want to be caught with minimal defenses without something hard to back it up. And Bayard and his fixers, they paid the price for that. Ill-thought strategy. The Udjat, the Egyptian-themed group of fixers. Class 1s like Shaw's office used to be. They're able to enhance each other. And they're quite handy with their swords. They're the lapdogs of a Lady Diaz who has her own plans. Hawkman seemed to know something about that, but he was tight-lipped about that. I didn't want to press him on that as he felt uncomfortable. That was enough to well, that was enough for him to be annoyed about me about as it is, without that attitude. I've never fought them myself, but would see how they'd fight soon enough. I fought as I observed Tiphereth and her team take care of the problem. Yeah, a blast of sand seemed to be their trademark. Well, if you can call it a trademark. Yeah, time to spread the love around. Along with spread the pain. And this time, protection on that. Nothing stopping me from causing damage. Although, it might have been a good idea to clone certain attacks. Okay, it was a bit late around then, but Izuru had the rapid dashes and clone combo. Believe me, it'd be needed. As the more that kind of attack there was, well, certainly that, the better. Oh yeah, and before I forget, you know what happens when sand is exposed to enough heat? Well, let's just see that it'd be time for this group of guests to shatter like glass. Well, not as simple as that, but it certainly weakened them enough. Yeah, Kroga made the first kill. And with only 2 combatants able to fight back, I started to question how the Udjat was even a viable fighting force. Clearly, the founders of Elkhorn were desperate and needed all the assistance they could get. Well, it didn't give me a lot of confidence with whoever Hawkman was before he became what he was here. I mean, you follow this Ian guy like he was some kind of savior. Well, he wasn't a good one if he was intended to be that. Well, that's based on how things went with all that's happened. As for what was to come, well, let's just say that'd be for later. As at this point, the main focus was on the Udjat. And Lady Diaz clearly wasn't that discriminating with who she recruited. Just another one of these crazy cult leaders. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, the Reverberation Ensemble, led by the Blue Sicko. Each floor would need to deal with each member of them, each with their own challenges.